If you love to watch people that are not very good at sports, big or small, and you love to watch people make a total ass of themselves, well, you've come to the right place, because it is time to watch me suck at mini golf.
Welcome to the second of two golf courses here at Kimball's Farm in Westord, Massachusetts. In the previous video, we did the waterfall run right there. And scrubbing all the records because I miscalculated how totals go, we actually did our best ever with a 5 over on this. Nice. I'm not betting the same will happen here, but you never know. Because now we are going to do the second course, which we did not have time to do last year due to it being a two-player kind of thing, the Forbidden Mine. And if Emilio's still with us in the factory, this would be the one we would do to make up for not doing it last year. Hole number 1, par 2. Some company is putting their advertisement on here that to sneak in free advertising. Well, guess what? You didn't get too much. You start here. You got 2 avenues. Under this itty-bitty waterfall, go to the left. It banks to away from the hole, or take the straightaway here. Couple little alley-oops here. Another one here. Left over here. This is the tougher course, and there's the hole.
The first set of holes were great. Let's see if we can keep that up. So far, not so bad. Ooh, we hit the rock, and it's a little far from the hole, but it's doable. This is for par. It's going to be a little hard, but it's doable. Here it goes in off to the right. This is for 1 over. There's the putt, and ooh, missed. And then it came back. Lucky shot.
Hole number 2, par 2. I set the microphone on low, so hopefully it'll help with the copyright problem. If not, add music. We start here. It's also why I'm yelling a little bit. It's a dog leg bend and a fairly sharp one. Relatively flat. Little hill here and there, not much of ones. To the hole.
First shot. Let's see how this one goes. Just 1 over on the last one. There it goes, hits the rocks, goes right by the hole, rebounds in the wrong direction. Little challenging. This is for par. The ball can be moved 6 inches from the edge, and ooh, just by it. Once again for 1 over. Once again, 1 over.
Hole number 3, par 3. This is how it works. You start here. Little uphill here. Not much variance here. Some roly-polies here and there. Turn to the left, over to the hole. And I waited till now because of the really loud music. So we're going to go next to the waterfall again for the sake of copyright and go over the rules. Usually do this at the beginning, but like I said, they're playing the music louder than normal. We always show you the rules. No more than 5 players, doesn't matter. All players, doesn't matter. Play closest to the cup, doesn't matter. If the picture's shaking, my right hand is not stable. Ball may be moved a putter's width from the side of obstacles. If the ball leaves a playing area, place at point of departure, add 1 stroke penalty. All our efforts have been wiped clean because we have calculated that wrong. I and many other people I know, the 1 stroke penalty was the bad stroke that you have, that you putt counted, not add 1 to your total. A lot of people do it that way. I did too, found out it's wrong. 6 stroke limit per hole, and I still got a 5 over on the river, what was it called? The river waterfall run. That's it. Let's get to the game.
The first few holes are not that hard, but they do ramp up quite a bit. Ooh, we hit the side. But it looks like that might have helped. We're a little closer to hole than thought. Tough shot for a birdie. And got it.
I think it's time to replace your signage. They've done their job. Now they're falling apart if they haven't got all moldy to begin with. Hole 4, par 2. Pretty. But we're not here for pretty. We're here to play mini golf. Start here. You got 2 avenues. Slight pitch this way to force you towards the left where Mr. Rock lives, way over there. Slight bump this way. Want to aim to the right. As when you do, it does have a slight downhill tilt there. It pretty much sets you up right to the hole, if not pretty close. You want to avoid Mr. Rock. We want the hole.
First shot. As mentioned, aim towards the right, and to the right we do, but it goes left. It bounces off the walls. It bounces off the rock. What a tough shot, as it still rolls. What a tough shot. This is for par, and it's very difficult because of that rock. Once again, another hole for 1 over, and got it.
Hole number 5, par 3, if we prevent some really bad stinkers and the birdie helps, maybe get another one, might do okay. Anyway, we start here, and you go over the river and through the woods. You just go over the little brook. Penalty if it goes in there, of course. Some hills that you can see there, varying angles, varying things. You want to hit the middle. You can see it's the most consistent. Then it goes right to the hole.
Trying to break the 1 over routine. There it goes, going up the steeper hills, and it looks like it's well set up, but it keeps rolling. It didn't go down the hills. Not too bad. Here's another chance at 1 under. There it goes, and it goes in.
Hole number 6, par 2. Sorry for my hand getting in the way, but that waterfall spits. Start back here. Even in the crevices, you can hear that garbage. Some slight downhill there, downhill, a little alley-up thingy there. If you hit the middle of this whole thing, it'll pretty much almost safely deliver you to this hole.
First shot. Rock is an issue, but not this time. Bounces off the far wall and getting pretty close to the hole. Looks like a par shot is possible here. This is for par. Slightly long but well set up. And sneaks in.
Hole number 7, par 2. Windmaker. Start here, and there's all sorts of, there's a roly-poly there, and here's a dangerous roly-poly that sends you out of bounds into the water over here. We don't want that. We want to stay on course and head for the hole over here.
First shot. Let's see how this one goes. So far so good, but the hill took it away from the hole. Still set up for a decent par shot. This is for par. We've made ones like this before. And, ooh, not enough power.
Now we're starting to get to the harder stuff. Hole 8, par 3. Uphill battle. Go to the extreme hill on the left. I believe that serves you towards the hole pretty much. Take the less aggressive approach to the right. See our friend Mr. Rock. Maybe you can bounce off the wall and go to the hole. Because as you see, if you take the aggressive route, it'll pretty much put you there.
This hole typically does not go very well. First shot, and it made it up the hill. That's a first time, and so close to the hole, then it went far away. Much better than usual. This is for birdie. On a hole, you usually take the 6 and call it good. Oh! In and out. And back. Set up well for par.
Hole number 9, par 2. I believe that was the worst of the worst, and we came out of it on par. And that could afford us some things. Hopefully we don't use the affordance and keep ahead. Anyway, we start here, overlooking abandoned mine cars. I just had to see this. Yeah, you got abandoned mine cars over there and actual farming equipment. But I've never noticed that till now. It's October 4th, a little later than usual. You got 2 holes that the ball can go in, actually 3. This one in a crevice, that one in a ditch, and this highly elevated one is your target. And I believe the highly targeted one comes out there, goes in there. These others come out of less than favorable spots as we come down the stairs over here. Yeah, the favorable one right here comes out this way and towards the hole. The other 2, somewhat close, but maybe off enough.
This is another tough hole, but then again, they're all pretty much tough from here on out. There goes the ball. Does not make it to the one we want. Goes in another one and goes way past the hole. That is a very long shot and behind the rock. Wow, that is just bad. This is for par, most likely setting up for a 1-over. There it goes, ricochets off the wall, gets it somewhat close to the hole, sets up for 1-over. So far, things aren't going as well as it did in the first set of holes. I mean, we got a couple of 1-overs in 1 and 2 that made up for it in 3, gained 1 back in 4, made up for it again in 5. Then 6 and 8 were okay because they were even and 1 over on 7 and 9. So far, we are at a total of 24. And as you can see in the light green, we are 3 over, and the actual par you are trying to aim for is a 21. Again, 3 over. Still salvageable, so let's see how the second half goes.
Hole number 10, par 3. One of these split log dealies. I took the safe route the first time, it paid off. You want the one on the left. The one on the left brings you to the hole. You don't want the one on the right. That brings you to Mr. Rock. Not fun. Left hole.
This is very difficult to get it in. Very narrow. And it goes in, and then it bounces back out, and stays there. Second shot, pretty much just to move the ball, and down the left it goes, and very close to the hole, and then it goes away a little bit. There it is. Makeable. This is a somewhat long attempt at par, and got it.
Hole number 11, par 2, getting ready to enter the mine. Funny, the mine hole The mine course has only one hole in the mines. The waterfall one has two. Anyway, it's almost a straight shot to the hole, but you got a barrier right there, so you can't go direct hit. We'll go between that and our buddy Mr. Rock again. And right in the middle, in the echo, we got ourselves the hole.
You gotta aim between the barrier and the rock. There we go. And slowly tap the rock, slowly hit the barrier. Quite a ways to the hole. This is for par. Here's the shot, and off to the right. And it goes quite a distance. This is for 1 over. It's quite a distance. And too weak. Too weak.
Hole number 12, par 2. Boy, did that go bad. We're in the mine for 1 hole. Definitely after it's raining, you want to hold on to this handrail. These steps are slippery and they seem to be getting a little soft. Might be just because they're wet. Some type of wood, kind of like that. All this weird colorful lighting. Especially that one up there. There's another one up there. Anyway, we start here and we traverse through the darkness. It's fairly flat and Sony doesn't like to focus on this one. We have some portals that look outside. And ultimately I get to the hole right here. There's a drop off right behind me.
First shot. And down the center it goes. Hits the embankment, hits the wall, pretty close to the hole. This is for par. There it goes, and it just makes it.
Lucky 13, par number 3. We start here. There's here. Even hill, not much of a point to that way. Obstacles, this is the prime target right there. The hills are fairly consistent, except there's a slight dip there, otherwise consistent, right up to the hole.
First shot, very narrow window to get it in, and we got it in through the window, and ooh, it just bounces in and out of the hole. Pretty good shot. This is for a possible birdie. It's a little bit of a stretch, but it's looking pretty good, and we got it.
Hole number 14, par 2. We start here. You got stuff that shouldn't really be an obstacle, but is. And you don't have a straightaway to the hole because it's over there. So you gotta probably go around this bendy curve, which will send you away from the hole. If you manage to hit Mr. Stump the right way, maybe you can get it to the hole. This is where things start getting tough.
Starting to get really difficult. Here's the first shot. Going around the curve. The bump sends it away from the hole. It's getting further away. It's set up pretty decently. This is for par. We've done it before at this distance, but not this time, off to the right. For 1 over.
Hole 15, par 2. How did the leaves get under the glass? No idea. Somehow it grew in between. Anyway, you start here, and it banks to the right. Again, some fairly even hills. Very slight variance in angles, slightly that away. Well, from far to close that way. Here to the hole.
First shot, taking it way to the corner. Trying to get a direct line. Looks like it's a weak shot. The hill's taking it. Hill's taking it some more, and the hill almost made it go into the hole. Doesn't look too bad. This is for par, and off to the right.
Hole 16, par 2, very windy because of this. Also got to cover it because of that. You start here. You can go straight. Couple roly-polies to the hole. Or take this way, which brings you directly to it. Here's the windiest spot. Right to the hole, and it pitches downwards in the middle.
The hole is the driest spot on this hole, so that's where the camera is for the first shot, as it goes way off screen towards the left. This is for par. It's quite a distance, and just barely missed. This is for 1 over, and ooh, too far to the side.
Hole 17, par 2. Pretty. Things have gone to hell in a handbasket like they usually do on this particular course. Start here. Banks ever so slightly to the right. And it drops down a little later on this side than that side. Over to the hole.
This hole isn't that bad, but the previous challenges may play on your mind. In this case, it somehow went left, and it's a pretty good distance from the hole. This is for par, and got it.
This is by far the worst par 3 I ever have, and this is going to literally destroy the game. We start here on tier number 1. Your ball should land in one of these 3 holes. If not, you're really screwed. Once it does that, you come down here to the 2nd tier. 2 outlets there. One of them good, one of them not so good. And then you got 2 holes over here, which then brings you down to the 3rd tier. Right there. I'm not trying not to get in there. And one over there. Brings you to the hole over there, and it's on an uphill.
This hole usually ends taking the maximum stroke limit of 6. And the first shot is meandering around, and it goes outside. Oh no. Shot number 2. Over it goes and does not clear the hill and back out again. 3rd shot. Will it go this time? This time it's going into one of the holes. And now it heads down to the lower tier. And the ball is somewhere to be found, and there it is. Pretty close to the next hole. 4th and final shot, since we went out of bound twice at the start, and it did not make it to the hole. So adding the 2 penalties, we've made the 6, so at this point, it doesn't matter. Well, the bottom half really fell apart. Holes 10, 12, and 17 were okay with a 0, and we had a great run with a -1 on hole 13, 1 under that is. But we've had a few 2-overs like in 11 and 14. And then the hole where everything usually falls apart pretty badly, which is expected, the hole 6 counts on number 18. We only had 4 chances to get the ball in the hole because twice the ball left the playfield area at the start. So as you can see, we were aiming for a 42, which is indicated in the bright green at the bottom, but we wound up with a 53, making it an 11 over par experience. While it's a little short of totally sucking, it definitely was a pretty bad experience. This was a disappointment considering that waterfall run was just a mere 5 over. Still, at least it's just a little outside of sucking. It's still pretty bad, but barely better than sucking. That concludes the 2018 season for Watch Me Suck at Mini Golf, coming to you from Kimball Farms in Westord, Massachusetts. This is Georgia 551 saying hope you enjoyed and have a good one.